I want more.
That's not true. He likes me because I'm loud and a brat and he can make me shut up later. Oh, I wish I didn't say that out loud.
Oh, the hits just keep on coming.
Stream so that I have a good looking head. When you say website, I don't think action figures. Thomas! Thomas! You and I need to have a conversation. You and I need to have a conversation because on the back is numero uno. I love this book. I love it.
Always said life was like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get.
Yeah. Before you get excited, that's a tail. The turtles had tails. Yeah, that's a tail. Thank you for pointing that it is a tail. That's a tail. The original turtles had tails. DCD Collects proudly presents signed, certified, and delivered. Each envelope has one 9.8 SIG Series comic book graded by CGC. These are hand-picked for you. 7 out of 10, my lord. It could take 6 months of being constipated before they die from the buildup. Not just any Iron Man. The Iron Man that saved us all.
In the box!
Doug! It's the Captain!
And I gotta say, that shield was pretty fun to paint too. It's chunky.
It is chunky.
Chunky with the oil paint.
Yeah.
Call on me and collect with DCD. If collecting is your love,
I want more.
That's not true. He likes me because I'm loud and a brat and he can make me shut up later. Oh, I wish I didn't say that out loud.
Oh, the hits just keep on coming.
Stream so that I have a good looking head. When you say website, I don't think action figures. Thomas! Thomas! You and I need to have a conversation. You and I need to have a conversation because on the back is numero uno. I love this book. I love it.
Always said life was like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get.
Yeah. Before you get excited, that's a tail. The turtles had tails. Yeah, that's a tail. Thank you for pointing that it is a tail. That's a tail. The original turtles had tails. DCD Collects proudly presents signed, certified, and delivered. Each envelope has one 9.8 SIG Series comic book graded by CGC. These are hand-picked for you. 7 out of 10, my lord. It could take 6 months of being constipated before they...
I remembered my microphone this time, but barely. What up, Sepulros? Daniel! Carlos! Daniel, I need to look into... What up, Hex? I need to look into that vending machine. I just got your message, and I'll have to look into it after the show. What's up, everybody? Man, oh man, Friday was a good time, wasn't it? Nope, there are no surprise guests here. I am completely and utterly alone. Shipping is going to go tomorrow. Yesterday, I had to be up in Santa Barbara we are about 75% done with moving everything from the museum here. Today, I had to clear out a lot of the cardboard from the boxes that came in. I am not exaggerating when I say I just filled half of a standard size recycling dumpster with cardboard. Literally here at our studio. Thankfully, Doug bought an automated cardboard cutter. I don't know if you've ever seen one of those. They're a thing, and they're extremely useful when you are cutting 6-foot boxes. If you don't know what one is, let me know and I'll go get the one we have so you can see what it is. And no, it's not a pair of scissors. So I am, hello Mel! Hello Jimmy! So yeah, I have been, hello Hellbolt, love you man. I have been non-stop, and my hand's still even a little bit dirty. Non-stop cutting cardboard. Listen, all of you be proud of me. Hello, Don. I fought a spider today, and I won. It's dead. I killed it. Oh. Hey, buddy Mitch. Thank you, buddy. So, let me set the scene. Daytime. Interior. 4 o'clock-ish. Pacific. DC the Breaker is hard at work chopping up boxes for the boss man, Doug, trying to make him proud and getting it over with as soon as possible. In the midst of all of the cutting and slashing and folding and bagging, out from under a sliver of cardboard comes a standard brown house spider, measuring in at a massive inch by inch, with fangs as long as daggers and eyes red with fury, and a spider brain muddled with the thoughts of murder. This fierce apex predator looked at me, locked eyes with me, my 2 and its 20 million. And just before it could jump into the air 6 feet to my head, attach itself to my eyeballs, and suck all of the fluid from my eyes, I managed to step on it with both feet after jumping an impressive 14 inches off the ground. Not once, but 37 times just to make sure it was dead. And after running away from the scene and hiding behind the couch for about 4.5 minutes, I reached from within, as they say, using the have to, and I verified the death. It is a confirmed kill, folks. I killed a spider.
We happy? Vincent! We happy?
Oh, we happy. What's going on, Elias? How are you doing? You are coming in at a very awkward moment.
Oh, the hits just keep on coming.
They did. I jumped on that thing. I swear to God, the people in the rehab center, physical therapy center below us probably thought I was fighting 18 ninjas in a Kurosawa jump fighting style. Or maybe like, what was it, Ang Lee that did Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon? I don't know, Ang Lee was, no, it wasn't Ang Lee. Ang Lee, wasn't it Brokeback Mountain Ang Lee? I don't know. Listen, I'm still euphoric from the rush of the kill. For those who don't know, I am a full-blown arachnophobic. And I'm not going to lie to you, I may or may not have peed a little when it first jumped out of the box at me. Thankfully, this entire show will be done from the middle chest up. And I am wearing dark jeans, so even if I did stand up, you would not be aware whether or not I did or did not slightly pee myself when this vicious monster tried to attack. I swear, this must have been related to like Mothra. It was insane. Instead of Beverly Hills Ninja, it's Thousand Oaks Ninja. That's right. Thank you. I definitely jumped a whole bunch of times and then ran, as most skilled ice-veined tactitional murderers do. I was yeah. Did I scream, you ask? We don't know. We don't need to get into the details. What's important is Crystal, Juan, baby. Hey, Crystal, you just hurry up and have this baby, okay? Listen, I'm worried about your well-being. I need you to just go ahead and have this baby. I'm not saying to put yourself in a stressful situation. But, you know, walking around in the heat, a good way to expel extra sweat. It might work for expelling babies too. 38 weeks and 3 days. Still a good time. Still a great time. I'm pulling for you. I'm hoping it happens soon. Daniel's like, babies, yes, yes. Is next Tuesday? Oh, yeah. You got this. You got this. I'm not worried. What can I say? The baby's like, hey, listen, it's hot out. It is inside here. It is temperature controlled. It is 95 to 100 degrees outside. I am going to stay in a temperature controlled environment. 98.5 is still cooler than 105. Put the headphones on. See if DC can talk her out. All right, I'm going to make a deal with you. Here's the deal. If you come out in the next 48 hours, I will buy you something nice from Nintendo World. I will go to Universal. I will go to Nintendo World. And I will buy you something very nice if you come in the next 48 hours. If you can come before the induction date, I will give you a special prize. Pretty sure she hears him on the TV. Oh, man. Oh, man. I said it's Amelia, right? I want to get... Listen, you know I have cognitive issues, so if I'm wrong, I'm sorry. I want to say it's... Did you say it's Amelia? It is. Yes! Yes, ladies and gentlemen, 2 victories today. I killed a bloodthirsty spider, and I remembered something. Hey, I'm just going to put it out there. PSA, don't gargle 100 proof scotch. I may look like I'm handling it well, but on the inside, I'm going, oh my God, it was a terrible idea. But I keep it on the inside so that you would never know that that's happening. I internalize that part. So take my word for it. Do not gargle 100 proof scotch. The more you know. What up, Pat? How are you doing? Anishki is having an extremely rough go. We are not going to talk about that. And knowing is half the battle. G.I. Joe. Mrs. the Breaker will cry. Don't do that to her. I returned to work today, so I'm not well. Well, Pat, I mean, listen. Here's what you do. Now, I can't tell you to do this, but here's what I would do. It's snowing out where you are. I know this because I used to live near where you live. Generally. I don't know your exact address. So, if your plant is anything like my plant, they don't care about salting the ground outside. If you were to just happen to slip on some ice in the parking lot and land on your knee sideways, that's another 9 months that you don't have to go to work. I'm just throwing it out there. If it's anything like the union I worked for, they definitely did not salt the ice, and all of us slipped. You know I don't know my address. You sent my package. That's my old address. I know you don't. Well, did you update your address with us? I took an L on the Star Wars Outpost. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't like to hear that. On the purchase, all right. Well, then I will. So here, let me actually explain. This is the truth. It's too nobody. I just moved down the hall. I have a database that is on. We use Pitney Bowes for shipping. We have a database, so we go with, unless somebody mentions they moved. Not your fault. We don't actually announce it. I bought the house across the street. There you go. So, well, I mean, you've been looking at it for all those years. You're like, God, what a fine house it is across the street. Oh, man, what a great house it is over there. I wonder how the other half live. You went over there, and you went inside that house, and you're like, golly gee, the other half lives so well, I'll take it. And now you get to look at people move into your house and go, ha, mine's better. It's all good, man. Now that I know, I can change it. We don't print our labels through Wix, which is the company that handles our website. We print our labels because it's less expensive to do it through Pitney Bowes. So we just manually type in an address and then it saves in there for us. Not exactly the case, but that is funny. The truth of the matter is Pat has a penchant for fire. Now, I'm not going to say Pat is or is not an arsonist, but let's just say Pat has a couple of Labatt Blues in him, and he suddenly wants to light off sparklers in the middle of the house. And sometimes that just, you have to scratch that itch. So there may or may not have been a fire that Pat may or may not have been a fan of. Part of, and that see, the fire is pretty, and that will trigger this thing called insurance, which will pay you for your old house and help you buy a new one. I'm not going to say that's what happened. I'm not going to say Pat accidentally burned down his house because he likes to stare into the soulless flame and imagine what the surroundings would be covered in it. I'm not saying that is something that Pat 5454 did to his previous house so that he could move to the nicer house across the street. Not at all. What I am telling you is I have been informed that Pat has moved. That is what I know about the situation. Meanwhile, Scoobs is letting us know that spray foam tastes like cotton candy. You know what? Here's a secret not many people know, Scoobs. If you go to the attic when it's finished, there is an entire floor of pink cotton candy, and it's free. Don't have to pay a dime. Free, just sitting there, waiting. So, I'm going to be honest with you folks. Robots, we found another piece of art from an Italian artist that Doug found. And delicious but gives you an itchy throat. It's true. And if you didn't have hemorrhoids before, you will after. It got packed, and it's in one of the boxes that is in here, and we don't know which box. But I just want you to know that there is another big piece of art that we are adding as a giveaway to robots. And statistically speaking, there is, I believe, a 50% chance that the next envelope is a Lee Cozy based on how many have gone and how many were not Lee Cozy. So an additional giveaway, a 50% chance at a Cozy, statistically speaking. And yeah, a partridge in a pear tree. And then, listen, I just want to touch on robots. Here's something else. No, it wasn't the burp. That happened without me trying. Listen to me. I Googled. I'm not a flipper. I'm a collector, and you know that GSP autograph is never going to leave. This one right here alone. So let's look at it. Not that. Not her. We'll talk about that. This. Yep. Oh. Yeah, this right here. Let's get. Mrs. the Breaker. No drooling, please.
That belongs in a museum. So do you.
This is the Stadium Club 2025 UFC. They're on-card autos, which I did not know. Pleasant surprise. This is only about $60. 100% truth. I was stunned that a legendary fighter like GSP was only $60. I wasn't going to sell it anyway. I just wanted to see what I hadn't looked up UFC stuff in a while. I'm down on the UFC as a company. I used to train MMA. I am a big fan of combat sports. I just don't like the UFC company, and I've been off of them for years. This is not even a Trump thing. This is before then, not to make it political. Anybody who has watched my show before I even started at DCD Collects, when I was doing my show out of my my bedroom, I told you that I loved combat sports, but I was not a fan of the UFC. So now that I've got that out, this is going in my PC. This is going to go next to my Demetrius Mighty Mouse Johnson auto, next to my Stephen Wonderboy Thompson auto, next to my Iceman auto, and other primo autos that I've collected over the years. But I think the boxes are like what, $180 we have them at. This is a $60 autograph. These are the members only cards. Members only cards can be very valuable if it's a good fighter. Now, Derek Lewis, a bit of a losing streak. Used to be one of the pound for pound best knockout artists out there. This thing goes for about $40 or $50 because he's a name. They can go for up to $100 if it is the right fighter. So let's lowball this at $40. I mean, that's $100. This is an $80 card. This die cut Conor McGregor. So these are, there's 3 of them in a set that make the word UFC, and it has the fighter in individual poses on each one. Listen, I'm not a Conor McGregor fan, but this is an $80 card and it sells for $80. This right here literally paid for the entire box. I was stunned. I just looked at the last comp. You are correct, Sapporo's. There's people trying to sell them for $150. I did see a sale for $80, but that was 5 days ago. So these 3 cards paid for the box by itself. Meatball is a meatball. You can get an autograph for $10. He's unproven out of 99, but that is a teal rookie numbered. These are fairly standard inserts, but these ones with Sean O'Malley on it will sell for $10 to $15. And Rose, not as cool as I thought it was. I just sleeved it because it was shiny. Oh, there have been some north of $100. Well, there you go, even better. So I do not. A lot. Okay. What about the gold? I like gold. Oh, and I found out those oranges are not all numbered. They kind of screwed up their any hits pulled from Looney Tunes yet? No, none. No sketch card, no jambalaya, no autograph. I'm sorry, buddy. Shit, what was I saying? Oh, so there's the orange variant and there's a number oranged variant. I have now found that there are quite a few non-numbered oranges. And if you go to one of the, not the tops checklist, if you go to some of the like Cardboard Connection checklists, it'll say orange and then it'll say orange numbered. The orange numbered ones sell for pretty good. The regular orange ones have about a 100% premium. So your typical $2 base card sells for about $4. Your decent player sells for 5 to 10. But yeah, the Chrome cards apparently do fairly well. Those sell for about $5 a piece, depending on the person. But yeah, this is a heck of a lot better than I thought it was going to be. And this actually has flippability, which I wasn't buying it for. I was buying it because Stadium Club is always got great photos and it delivers. I highly recommend somebody that is either a collector or a flipper to buy that last box of Stadium Club. And then to top it off, I have something that I am going to launch right now. I don't think I made it live on Friday. I might have. We can do a cheap There Will Be Blood. Let me see. Did I launch that? Using a mouse with your left hand when you're not left-handed is it's a headache. There it is. Nope, there we go. Boom. All right, that's live. It's another one of the Leaf Football There Will Be Bloods. It's the last one we can do. I've just made that live. Why do collectors and resellers nitpick off-center cards and offer undercard worth drastically? Sometimes you can't even see what they mean. Just trying to understand. So, Hellbolt, I actually have a perfectly good answer for that. It boils down to grading. A raw card will be sold and listed. If it's not grade worthy, it's typically sold raw. Very few high-value cards are sold raw unless there's something inherently wrong with them. If there's a ding in the corner, if there's a wrinkle in the printing, if it is off-center, because they know that that card is not going to grade a 9 or a 10. And if they know it's not going to be a 9 or a 10, they'd rather sell it raw and have somebody buy it to have it as opposed to grade it. So if it's off-center, depending on how off-center it can be, it can affect it whether it is a 8 or a 9 out of 10, and therefore it is less desirable. You can actually get very inexpensive cards that would be normally expensive that have visible dings and blemishes and scratches and in some cases wrinkles in the film process of the card, laying the film down. I have seen cards that were $10,000. This is a true story. A $10,000 card. There was only like 17 of them in the world. And it sold for $4,000 because there was a tiny, tiny, tiny wrinkle in the applique of the front, or excuse me, the back of the card. So the cards are basically laminated with the picture, for lack of a better term. The process is it is a film. You can actually peel the front. Actually, I'll just take one of these crappy cards and I'll show you. No offense to... Oh, it's Tony Ferguson. He ain't going to care. Tony Ferguson, Hall of Famer. So the way the cards are done is there is literally, and I am doing this for educational purposes, there is literally a layer. There it is. So, All respect to Tony Ferguson, warrior, legend. I'm just using an example, bud. Sorry. So this layer is that glossy layer. When that is applied to what typically is a standard core, for thicker cards especially, but even in 35-point cards, there is a very small core. You can see as it splits right there that there are two sides to even that. As that is put on, it can get a little wrinkle, and it can go on, and even though the card is flat, it'll have a visible little wrinkle in the corner, and it can be almost unnoticeable by the naked eye until somebody actually takes it and puts it through there. That little tiny imperfection knocked 70% of the value off of a card. All right. There's my ding. My phone has been going into sleep mode, but it's been acting weird. Oh, let's get back into this view. Ding. Oh, man, I got you. Listen, I am not sales is only a small portion of my job. Most of my day, when I am not on camera, most of the day I am talking to people about collecting. I just had a conversation with Hector about a comic book that I think is going to be big. And as a matter of fact, Scoobs, let me take a moment. I want to share something with y'all. I'm going to do it before Scoobs. I scored a little something for the company. Ever seen one of these before? I personally have never seen one of those before. I mean, of course, my lord. My lord, you are the lord. You hast everything in the land. Yeah, they are brand new. So I had never seen one before. I grabbed one because all they had was one, and I bought their only one. These have been out a while, too. Ooh. Can somebody not named Sepulros or Lord Brownie name that artist? No, it is not Daniel. If Daniel did it, it would be better. Not Jeff. All right, this is David Mack. Wait a minute. Is David Mack at WonderCon? Yes, he is. Wait a minute. Are you going to go get those signed by David Mack at WonderCon? Yes, I am. I'm going to get those signed by David Mack at WonderCon because I already got this one signed. And I already got this one signed. Ooh. This could be fun. right, on to scoops. Lunith Tunith Fleer Retro. We have not hit, so the last case, and we only have one case to speak of, so that's a small sample size. Last case had an auto and a sketch. We have seen neither. So we are due. Bon chance. That is Mark Anthony and Pussyfoot. That is numbered 66 out of 299. Well, we know what the hit in that box is. What up, Motley? Gossamer. Lola. More Gossamer. More Lola. Oh, wouldn't that be great if that was what I thought it was, but it's not. It's Roadrunner. Oh, it looked like there was a gap in that pack. It would have been nice if that was a Jambalaya. Jambalaya typically are pretty thick, so I'd imagine it would replace more than one card in the pack. You know, Don, I agree with you. Maybe that'll happen here. Ooh, shiny. Tina Russo. What up, KP? How you doing? Lola. Sylvester. Oh, last pack is going to be it. Draw. I imagine doing it for a living causes you to do that a lot. There's Marvin. I imagine that is a regular occurrence. What am I doing? I'm drawing. That's like Lee. Lee can't even do a meeting without drawing in the meeting. Gotta love and respect the hustle. I feel like you did not get... I guess they're considering that the insert? Okay. That's weak sauce. Lily said, if you can sell me the Lola Bunny card. How many are left? 2, 4, 6, 7, 8. There are 8. Put the 2 ones in the tub. All right, man. Good luck. Good luck, man. I hope it is a dry experience. Lily's a Lola Bunny fan? Duly noted. Now, if you are getting a hair up your butt to buy out the whole case, I need to warn you, Scoobs, we are basing our assumption on our last case. And while cases tend to be fairly regulated, there is no guarantee that both of those will appear in those last 8 boxes. I do not want to give false hope. Favorite all-time Dodger, Clayton Kershaw. Just shared the Smuggler's Outpost cards. Been watching some breaks today. Nice. Where was it? You'll get a chuckle out of this, KP. Melissa shared this with me, and I shared it with Lee. Would you like to see the worst Kincaid painting of all time? Is my Lee Gosi? Let's not post his phone number. I did not. Listen, I am struggling that I might have been able to do better. Can we talk about all the wrong things in this painting? Lee's response was, and I'm going to quote Lee Cozy, "It looks like they ran Ryan Church's art through AI." That is the Lee Cozy direct quote. It looks like they ran it through AI. His original ran it through AI. So yeah, Lee was not a fan. Dose. Oh, that one. And that one. Let's get this back. Send you a text. You can wait until after the show. I'm going to read it now. There we go. I'm going to read it right now. Oh, excuse me. Oh, you almost made me spit take that. Is he touching his little kickstand in that painting? The way he painted it, it made it look like it. Yeah, it's like, listen, I am not talented in the way of art, and art is subjective, and I get that. Like, I understand. I know I'm not capable of painting even the most rudimentary objects. I understand that. I accept that. I never claimed to be a great artist. But I hang around a lot of artists, and over the years, I have come to see the process. I have come to see work that is done quickly. I've seen work that is done, over a great time. I have gone to the Getty Museum of Art with a major artist and had him break down each of these masterworks paintings saying, you know, this is why this one is perfect and this is why this one is crap. And like this one, even though that's a great name, I bet you this was a very cheap painting because of details. Like I have been given a hands-on education in the process. I cannot do it myself, and I am not one. Well, I am one to say what I like and don't like, but I am not one to defeat it. But that painting didn't look finished. What I like to say, taking the fine finishing brush to. There was a lot of detail of a very detailed scene left out, and I have seen numerous variations of that scene recreated from reference that were way more detailed and way more polished than that one. And that's where Lee and I got the chuckle from. But yeah, it was the composition was off, the form and figure was off on The Mandalorian. There was like so many things that were just like, this is wrong, this is wrong, this is non-realistic, this ratio is wrong. It was more them talking and me listening. I don't have much more. I can regurgitate an artist's critique and go, oh, I know what this is. But yeah, we were just like, maybe a few bits should have been omitted or left off too. Did a blue version of it? I would love a nice spoof version of that. I would love if he's doing the pointing and then the thing was what is that blue guy? Deep Roy played him, I think his name is something Blue. The blue guy from the Cantina band. Papa Smurf Simple Rose. I love that in my screen your name is Blue too, which makes it even funnier. Right there. Max Rebo, thanks KP. Ooh, Porky looking Porky. Max Rebo. And have him like a baby version. Queen Tyranny. Listen, I exhausted my memory today when I remembered Amelia's name. That is it for the whole month. I'm not going to remember anything else. He also played R2. I did not know he played R2. There was something else I saw that he signed. Playboy Penguin. That I didn't realize he was a character for. Oh, he was walking. He was walking Yoda? Although it was all the Oompa Loompas. I believe he was walking Yoda. When Yoda had the few scenes where he actually walked. I believe that's what I'm in my head. That's what I'm believing. I read that he was the walking.
Go ahead, have a drink, Lila.
A little bottle of water.
A little bottle of water.
A little bottle of water.
Thanks, Don. I needed that. I saw a signed 8x10 that was Barclay, that was Deep, and somebody else had signed. And it was the main puppeteer, the walking version, and something else. Hey, DC, what's that restaurant you like with all the goofy stuff on the wall and the mozzarella sticks? Shenanigans? Next one of you that says shenanigans, I'm going to pistol whip. Hey, Fava. All right, can we get something here, folks? I mean, we are overdue. And there it is. It's Elmer Fudd looking like he's got a poo. That's 14 out of 349. Anybody ever rode a mechanical bull? Looks like it took them dentures out. That too. Just send the hits. All right. Sissel. Oh, skating on oil. I thought it was something completely different. All right, 2 more to go. Not looking promising. We need to hope that this case is as good as the last one. Because right now, it seems to be a turd. It seems to be something that looks like what Lola is skating on in that photo, and I don't mean oil. Sam Sheepdog. All right, that leaves 6. I might as well pull these out of my... less reaching. Oh, forgot to put that back. Let's talk a little bit about WonderCon. WonderCon is next week. We are not going to be live from the studio on Thursday and Friday. I will be live on Wednesday. I will not have anything here in studio. But I will be here. We are not going to be live Thursday and Friday. I am going to be leaving sometime on Thursday to help set up, and then Friday, Saturday, Sunday is the show. Tony Moy, I believe, is going to be there. Tony Moy actually just got offered a exhibit at the Asian American Museum of Art, which is a pretty big deal. It is a 200,000 square foot building. It is one of the largest showcases of Asian American art outside of Asia, and it is a huge honor. He's very stoked, and it has everything to do with a comic series that he put out, the book about the Japanese, the World War internment camps and the Japanese people that still chose to fight for America despite the being in internment camps. And it's a really great book. The art is amazing, and his art is actually going to be featured in the exhibit. It's a really big deal. He's very excited about it. So I am very excited to talk to him. I'm going to see if he has enough time to do maybe a little mini interview about it, because Tony is an awesome guy, and he deserves all of the success that he's getting. Hashtag buy his art. Sounds good, Don. I can do that. Oily ugliest beef stone lightning, my son LFO. Yeah, that's a good one. The other ones came so fast and furious that I never even got to read them. See if I can go back in my chat. I can. How far can I go back? Agitated, careful, bottle Twitch RPG. Gifted, unsightly Finch planking. Blatant, piercing, garage nerf blue blaster. I got you, buddy. That's as far back as I can go. Oh, I feel like I've already put in a full day's work. It's already been a lot. It has. Yesterday it was 99 degrees out in LA. It was 100 in other parts. It was 95 degrees in Santa Barbara yesterday. It was funny. At the moment that it was 95 degrees in Santa Barbara, it was only 94 degrees in Death Valley. Yes, for a brief hour or two of the day, Santa Barbara was hotter than Death Valley. It was a dry heat. Humidity was minimal. Yeah, listen, I asked James today. I was like, Jimmy, would you, because he was complaining about the heat. I was like, would you rather have recess, or would you rather have snow at your old school where you can't have recess because it's snowing? He's like, I'll take snow. I'm like, you'd rather have snow than recess? He's like, I'd rather have snow. I was like, you want to move back to Buffalo? He's like, I want to move back to Buffalo. I'm like, oh, well, there it is. And here's the kicker. We live on the coast. We live between the beach and the mountains. So it's cooler here. It doesn't get much higher than 80 degrees, 85 degrees at the most where we live in Oxnard, because we have the Pineapple Express air that comes through. Jimmy is smart. We have the Pineapple Express air that comes through, so it always keeps our region pretty cool. But if you go 30 miles north or you go 30 miles south, it can be a 10 to 15 degree difference. If you go 20 minutes inland, it can be a 15 degree difference. But we are just in this little pocket, and that's why it's all farmland where we are, because it's the climate. We are in this little pocket that is like, at night it goes down to the 50s. During the day, it's the high 70s, very low 80s on occasion. Which is great for my joints. For my back and my elbow and both of my knees, it's perfect. But man, if you have to go somewhere and it is anywhere but where we live, it is hot, it is awful, and it stinks like homeless people. Cold can always add layers. In heat, you can't take off everything. That's true, not legally. Usually pretty nice down there. It is pretty nice down here. It is. It's just, unfortunately, there's nothing to do where I live. You have to drive to Santa Barbara, or you have to drive to, Anaheim or Studio City or LA itself. There's nothing in Oxnard. It's just the Nard. Our beaches suck. They're like, oh, it's one of the highest rated beaches in California. Yeah, no. So they tell you, we have the Channel Islands. Woo! They tell you, oh, Oxnard has one of the most beautiful beaches. Listen, folks, I have a secret to tell you. That's a lie. That's where they want you to go because the nice beach is 20 miles north. The Oxnard beach has these big rough waves. There's a deep kind of trench in under the water in front of the beach, so the waves come in pretty hard. But if you want those like picturesque slow gradient beaches that have 2 inches of water that eventually goes down to your knees, you don't like hanging with the Nards? Trust me, man. They literally call it the Nard. So yeah, I've gotten those jokes. You know who hangs out with the Nard? Yeah, I know. One of Doug's friends. She was, I can't remember what she did. She's a very high-ranking, powerful woman in her field. And she was a hoot because she was at the FU money in part of life. Major purchase for Dungeon Crawler Carl. There you go. Folks, Dungeon Crawler Carl is putting out a 320-page graphic novel that is a compendium of the Webtoons animated panels. It is going to be the first time in graphic novel form that Dungeon Crawler Carl is going to exist. I highly recommend picking up a copy. I'm just saying it's the first appearance of Dungeon Crawler Carl and Princess Donut and Mordecai. Have you been reading Dork? No, I don't have $100 to buy the first one. No, I'm just kidding. I haven't. I've heard about it. We did a conversation about that, I want to say Wednesday, maybe the Friday before, about Dork. And Blind Cat was getting upset about the false scarcity they created, that Image created. I heard the book is actually really good, and they didn't need to create false scarcity in the first printing. I will get to it. I tend to be one of those people. You have 2 different copies. Very awesome. Very valuable. I like to wait until probably the first trade comes out. Nothing, and this is a personal thing, like there's very few shows I watch weekly. I will wait till all of the episodes release and then I'll binge. I am a binge reader, I am a binge watcher, I am a binge eater, according to my doctor. I like to consume it at my own pace. I don't like to have to wait. I am very interested in the title. I don't know very much about it, and I'm going to keep it that way because I don't want to have a preconceived notion when reading a title that is going to be so good. For instance, Dungeon Crawler Carl. I had numerous people recommend it to me, and all they said was it is a lit RPG, which is like playing an RPG game but written, or like watching somebody play an RPG game. I said, say no more. I want to know nothing else. I'm just going to read it. I am 7 books in. As a matter of fact, I think he just released a book last month. That's the book that I'm about to start in about 28 hours of listening. I need to binge. When I catch up on things, I get upset because then I'm at somebody else's pace. But I heard Dork is awesome. I heard that it is fun, like you just said. Brett Bean has been drawing I Hate Fairyland. Yep, I'm familiar with I Hate Fairyland for a while now, and he's the one who's writing and drawing Dork. Yeah, I dig it then. Yeah, I would dig it. I know Scotty Young, and I want to say it was Chris Sewell, were doing a book. I don't remember what it was called, but I have a bunch of it. And it was it's in a very similar style, but it flopped. Let me see if I can find the book. Oh, Twig. Twig was the name of it. Twig. Yes, Lord Brownie knows. See, he got it. It took me a second. So when I saw that Scotty was doing that, I was like, oh my goodness, Scotty, yeah, I'm going to grab all of the variants of the first one and the sketch covers and blah, 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 and signed copies of it and this and that. And then it just colossally fell on its face. So now I don't try to buy in before for my own personal collection anymore, because when I buy into something massive, with the exception of 8 billion genies, it doesn't pan out. So I'm gonna wait. I'll pay the secondary market for something that I like that is proven to be good than spending a bunch on the small stuff. You know, if I buy into 10 different runs and only one makes it, then I'd rather pay secondary on something that made it. Strange Academy is good. Yes, I do know about Strange Academy. Yep, that was actually recommended. When it first came out, that was recommended by my LCS back when I would go to an LCS. I don't have an LCS anymore where we are. It's far, far away. Sorry to catch up. Only writing and doing the covers. All right, Carlos. Get it. Get that sleep. Excuse me. He's writing the Lobo book. So I remember Lobo from high school. I had a friend that was into metal, and he was into comics that had that feel to it. He was a huge evil Ernie guy. And I remember him talking about Lobo way back, and this would have been in the mid to late 90s, talking about Lobo. So back then I was like, oh, this is a biking, intergalactic biking bounty hunter, god level powers. Had that cool, Gene Simmons meets Misfits face paint. I remember the early character. I have not followed the evolution of Lobo. I don't know if he has evolved. I know he definitely looks different from his first appearance, where he was basically in spandex. Now they actually have him dressed properly. But I always dug Lobo. I always liked, like, the things that I dug in high school in the 90s. I liked breaking the third wall. Deadpool was like the first book that I could actually read where he broke the third wall, and that's why had nothing else to do with what he said. It was just that he was talking to the camera, and I always enjoyed that. Pull back their... I've read quite a few stories about people that had their LCS pull back their Orc orders so that they could resell them for more money. Sounds about right. Yep. And they're wondering why there's such a tremendous decline in pulls. I don't understand. We used to do, 3,000 a month in pull orders, and now we're only doing 900. I don't understand why. By the way, we have Dork number 1 for $49.99. Oh. We had, and Don will remember this, our LCS that we had in Lockport before it closed down, everything was cover price. Everything was cover price. Everything was cover price. It didn't matter. If they ordered enough to get a variant, it was cover price. Just get there in time. If people had pull orders and say, I am looking for variants of this copy, they will get your variants for you at cover price. That shop was probably the most fair deal, straightforward place that I was ever in. They did toys and they did graphic novels and they did, other things. And those things were not, I always was like, I can get that cheaper. Like James was like, oh, I want them. I'm like, buddy, I can get that cheaper. But comics were always cover price, no matter what. You want the blank variant? Cover price. Doesn't matter. And it sucks that that place had to close for medical reasons. You really miss Jay and Amy. Yeah, I know. They have a 4th printing of #1 already. Brent Green wants people to be able to read it. Does Image have a version of Marvel Online where you can read Image comics? I'm actually ignorant to that answer. I don't know. That's not what I wanted. There we go. Look inside. There we go. Yeah, just by looking at the sample pages, I'd like it. What issue are they on? Oh, they're only on 4. May 13th is going to be 4. I would have to wait until it got to at least 10. So May, June, July, August, September, October. Probably around October. Half dwarf, half orc. Thus, dork. Clever. Yeah, I will start reading it in September when there's 10. 3 comes out April 8th, 4 May 13th. November. Yeah. I'll read it in November when there's 10 issues and I can binge it. Oh, excuse me. Oh, Arsenal Comics is right by the studio. Ventura. Oh, they have one not far from my house. Okay. Hey now. This is the Breaker. We might be going to a comic book store by our house. On Telephone Road, that's right by our house. Interesting. What do they got in pre-order? Let me see what's pre-ordering, folks. excuse me. Oh, then we can go to the antique shop. Oh, that's true. We have some dope antique shots here. Okay, wow, they have a big store. Let's tickle everything. And the head of a ghost chicken for a friend. Head of a ghost chicken. Goodness gracious. All right, let's. No. All right, give me photos. Oh. Sorry, I'm looking at the size of it. Boy, look at... No. Yeah, that's real. Look at this. Look what I spy with my little eye. AF-15 in a CGC signed 3. Oh, that's Strange Tales, a big book. There's first Iron Man. Giant X-Men. Ooh, how about that Thor? They're just showing off now. Doc Ock. I should, but I don't recognize these. That cover looks familiar. I just don't remember from whence I know it. Oh, there's an homage. Yeah. Yeah. We're going to go there. We're going to pay a visit and see if we can adopt a new LCS. There's another big one here where the studio is not far from the studio. That is a very well-traveled one. Oh, okay. Well, folks, we can call last call now. It's about that time. Oh. Somebody's taking advantage of last call. Oh, Crystal! One! Babies! Did you see the thing you sent? Did you send it today? Oh, yes, I did. Oh, yeah, it did. It actually stirred a conversation with one of my friends back home. Yeah, sorry I didn't respond. It immediately got me on the phone to one of my buddies in Buffalo. That was used to be in the industry too. Yeah, man, it's exactly what I said, Sapluros. I mean, that's what I've been saying the whole time, bro. It's finally gonna happen. So, yeah, it does affect our plans. All right, Crystal One, Baby Rhea, and future Amelia. Looney Tunes, can we break this L streak and get a dub? Now, Crystal recently took an L on her box of cards that she purchased. I think it is time to redeem the L with a dub. Shall we? Let's. Bonchons! Let's get a Speedy Gonzalez Jambalaya. Nasty Canasta. Ooh, Marvin the Martian in all black with a lightsaber. With a laser sword. Sparkly numbered card. Marvin. That is 271 out of 299. Ooh. Right? Marvin's great, even though he wants to blow up the world. Sylvester. And last pack. Look at this. It's Mama Bear. Hey, Mama Bear. You got Mama Bear. It was meant to be. Look at this. How fitting. There we go. Some people are meant to get certain boxes. Firm believer in that. You were meant to get this one. There you go, Mama Bear. You are welcome. There's a great Patrick Lalime put him on his goalie mask for every team he played for except Pittsburgh. Why didn't he put it on Pittsburgh? Ow. Didn't he start doing it in Ottawa for obvious reasons? He didn't add him until he played for Ottawa, and then he kept it on after that. Ah, got it. All right, I have to ask, why was it obvious that he did it for Ottawa? What am I missing? I want to be in the know. Senator Logo has a helmet like his. Oh, a Spartan-esque helmet. That makes sense. That makes sense. I used to know the name of those helmets, but I don't care to look it up. There it is. The old broom hat. Yeah, that is the scientific name of it. All right. Let me check the gate. See if that was truly the last call. All right, we're good. Ladies, gentlemen, and everybody else, hey, listen. Today was fun. We got to see some product. We have dwindled down that case to a measly 5 boxes, so if the hits are going to hit, they're going to be hitting soon. That's exciting. Again, I'm going to be here the rest of the week this week. I will only be here next week, Wednesday, and I will have nothing to open for you on Wednesday. It is simply an informative, probably very short show. Listen, I love each and every one of you, so take care of yourselves and each other so we can do this again tomorrow. Crystal, Juan, Rhea. You too, Amelia. Have a good and safe night. It is time for Dada Sumo. It's almost over, folks. This is day 12, only 3 more days of it, and then I don't know what I'm going to do for 2 months. Take care, be safe. I love you all. Good night.